Hello guys and welcome to Be a Versant Pro Masterclass. Today's video is pretty special because it comes from a genuine request. One of my viewers shared, "Sir, everyone talks about what to do in this test, but no one actually shows how the Versant test is really attempted. So in this video, I'm going to bridge the gap between knowing the test and actually taking the test. I will show you exactly how to do it step by step. I'm confident that after watching this video, you will have the required confidence to clear the test on your first attempt. Now let's quickly jump straight into the test. And yes, one last thing before we start. I've made a few changes to the test interface to avoid any copyright issues and used my own recording microphone for better audio quality. If you wish, you can use any good quality wired headset for this test. So this test has 6 sections.
Part A. Reading. Please read the on-screen sentences as you are instructed. For example, a voice says,
Please read sentence number 3.
and you say,
My roommate hardly cleans the kitchen.
please read sentence 4.
I tend to forget to water the office plants.
Now read sentence 7.
A friend invited me to a concert this weekend.
Now read sentence 2.
This area has always had a lot of dogs around.
Now read sentence 8.
I was unsure what to do since I've never changed a tire before.
Now read sentence 3.
I have to wrap up my project before tomorrow's deadline.
Now read sentence 6.
I actually feel safer with them being here.
Now read sentence 1.
My neighbors often host loud gatherings on the weekends.
Now read sentence 5.
I like to use the stairs rather than the elevator to stay active.
Part B. Repeat sentences. Now please repeat each sentence that you hear. For example, a voice says,
He didn't realize how late it was.
and you say,
He didn't realize how late it was.
The other night, I had a flat tire while driving home from the office.
The other night, I had a flat tire while driving home from the office.
Finding a qualified hardware engineer has been challenging.
Finding a qualified hardware engineer has been challenging.
Michael's unpredictable behavior was a cause for concern.
Michael's unpredictable behavior was a cause for concern.
The enthusiastic crowd cheered when the team scored the winning goal.
The enthusiastic crowd cheered when the team scored the winning goal.
Today, she learned how to ask for the location of the post office.
Today she learned how to ask for the location of the post office.
To help him prepare for the trip, he's decided to learn Italian.
To help him prepare for the trip, he decided to learn Italian.
Such a well-known musician will surely attract a large crowd.
Such a well-known musician will surely attract a large crowd.
Refusing to follow the rules may result in immediate suspension and a loss of pay.
One must follow office rules carefully, otherwise they will lose their pay.
The dark clouds in the sky signaled an approaching storm.
The dark clouds in the sky signaled an approaching storm.
If you want to go out of town during the weekend, leave early to avoid the traffic.
If you want to go out of the town during the weekends, leave early to avoid the traffic.
The movie had an emotional ending that brought the audience to tears.
The movie had an emotional ending that brought the audience to tears.
Butler knows how many seats need to be booked.
Butler knows how many seats need to be booked.
Luckily, a police officer stopped and helped me out.
Luckily, a police officer stopped and helped me out.
She purchased some tapes to use during her long train ride to work.
She purchased some tapes to use during her long train ride to work.
I bought the less expensive bicycle but now regret my decision.
I bought the less expensive bicycle, but now regret my decision.
Ashley has great plans for a trip to Germany next spring.
Ashley has great plans for a trip to Germany next spring.
Part C, Short Answer Questions. Now, please just give a short answer to the questions. For example, a voice says,
Would you get water from a newspaper or a bottle?
And you say,
From a bottle. Or a bottle.
Board of directors were neutral about the proposal. Are they interested or indifferent?
Indifferent.
Adam was happy to hear the news. Was he glad or unhappy?
Glad.
Where is a stage typically found? In a theater or in a kitchen?
In a theater.
Is a drama meant to be serious or funny?
Serious.
Alice is making sure her train is on time. Is she ignoring it or confirming it?
Confirming it.
The waiter was careless and disrespected us. Was he rude or nice?
Rude.
If you make a mistake while typing, should you correct it or transfer it?
Correct it.
What is the color of grass? Is it green or brown?
It's green.
Among the options below, which one is a vehicle? A child, a bike, or a bed?
A bike.
What is more likely to be found in the sea? A lobster or an airplane?
A lobster.
There are 50 females outside the building. Are they more or less than a dozen?
More.
Samantha wants to make a confession. Is she going to tell a secret or a joke?
A secret.
What is the main color of the sky on a clear day? Is it blue or red?
Blue.
Which is typically found in a zoo, a lion or a car?
A lion.
If you accidentally spill water on the floor, should you clean it up or drink it?
Clean it.
Jamie is preparing for her presentation. Is she reviewing it or having food?
Reviewing it.
The student forgot his homework. Was he prepared or unprepared?
Unprepared.
What is the primary function of a refrigerator? Is it to cool or to heat?
To cool.
There are 30 chairs in the room. Are there more or fewer than 20?
More than.
If you have a question about a topic, should you ask for clarification or sleep?
Ask for clarification.
If someone is punctual, are they on time or late?
On time.
Michael is choosing a gift for a friend. Is he selecting it or ignoring it?
Selecting it.
Is a novel typically longer or shorter than a short story?
Longer.
Which of the following is a fruit? An apple, a shoe, or a book?
An apple.
Part D, Sentence Builds. Now please rearrange the jumbled word groups into a sentence. For example, a voice says,
Was reading. His mother. Her favorite magazine.
And you say,
His mother was reading her favorite magazine.
Honest politicians need our society.
Our society need honest politicians.
Remembers. David reading. That novel.
David remembers reading that novel.
That he would come. As soon as possible, he said.
He said that he would come as soon as possible.
A single copy. Membership is much cheaper than buying.
Membership is much cheaper than buying a single copy.
Some guidelines. Decided to change the commission.
The commission decided to change some guidelines.
Either two. All of the courses are expensive or unavailable.
All the courses are either too expensive or unavailable.
To go to the gym. Get up early. Jack would often.
Jack would often get up early to go to the gym.
Is with the students. A proficient swimming trainer. At all the time.
My swimming trainer is never late. He always comes on time.
Was nowhere. The car instruction manual. To be found.
The car instruction manual was nowhere to be found.
The party. Around 5. Starts.
The party starts around 5.
Part E. Story retelling. You will hear 3 simple stories. Each short story will be spoken once, followed by a beep. When you hear the beep, you will have 30 seconds to retell the story in English. Try to retell the story as much as you can, including the characters, action, situation, and ending. You will hear another beep after 30 seconds.
Alice couldn't find her books anywhere. She searched her room looking under the bed and inside her closet, but they were not there. She then checked the bench in the hall, but they weren't there either. Just as she was about to give up, the phone rang. It was her friend Anna, who mentioned that Alice had left her books in Anna's car when she drove her home.
Alice lost her favorite book, which she bought a few days ago. She searched her room, looking under the bed and in the closet, but it wasn't there. She also checked other rooms and the hall, but still couldn't find it. She got tired and felt frustrated. She began to think that she has lost it forever. But suddenly, her phone rang. Her best friend Anna told her that she had left the book in her car the other night. Alice was very happy after listening.
Jimmy moved to the new city and was pleased that the traffic to and from the train station was always light. However, after several months, he noticed that the traffic suddenly became much heavier. Every day, it seemed like there were more cars on the road, and his travel time increased significantly. After several weeks of confusion, Jimmy realized that the heavy traffic was due to the fact that schools had started.
Jimmy moved to a new city and was very happy that the traffic to the train station was always light. It made his daily commute quick and easy. After a few months, the traffic suddenly got much heavier. Jimmy was confused and couldn't understand why this was happening. He observed there were more and more cars on the road, and his commute took much longer than before. He tried to figure out the reason, but was puzzled for many weeks. One day, he noticed the heavy traffic was because schools.
Gary is planning a surprise party for his friend Sean. Sean thinks that no one remembers his birthday. Gary will invite Sean over to work on a project for their math class. At the same time, Gary will secretly invite many of their friends to come over for the celebration. Instead of studying, they will surprise Sean with a party. Gary hopes this will make Sean's birthday special and memorable.
Gary is planning for a surprise party for his best friend Sean, who thinks no one remembers his birthday. Gary will invite Sean over, saying they need to work on a maths project. He will also ask a few other friends to come early to help with the surprise. When Sean arrives, he'll be surprised to see so many friends are already there. Instead of studying, they will bring out a birthday cake and shout happy birthday. Sean will be very happy and his birthday will become special and memorable. Guys, I just want to stop the recording here to discuss something very, very important. Now that you have seen me how to take the live test, I'm sure you have gained a lot of confidence in understanding how the test really works. what the questions are like, how the American and British accent sounds, and how the stories are presented and how I attempted those answers. Now in the next section, you will see how to speak on free speech topics. But let me be very honest with you. All the briefing and watching others take the test can boost your confidence, but it doesn't really guarantee that you'll be able to ace it yourself in the first go. If you can do that, that would be fantastic. My good wishes are always with you. But there is always a difference between watching Rohit Sharma hit a 6 of 150 click fast bouncer and facing that bouncer yourself. Wow, where did this example come from? Anyways, the idea is to deliver a message as fast as 161.3 clicks. Practice is the key here. Honestly speaking, for me, clearing this test isn't that difficult because I've attempted this test several times and I've been coaching people on how to ace it. In a nutshell, all I'm saying is to practice the test before attempting the real one. My suggestion would be to practice it at least twice or thrice before you finally sit for it. But there is a small issue with practicing. There is no specific app or a website where you can actually practice the real test. So I thought of a better solution. So after this video, I will upload another video which is specially made for virtual practicing giving the Versant test. So basically what I'm going to do is, in next part, I will remove all my answers, and once answers are removed, the video will only be left with 60 questions that the bot asked me. Now all you need to do is arrange a good quality wired earphone, sit in a quiet place and take the virtual test. The bot will randomly ask you questions one by one and section by section, and your job will be to answer them. This is a great way to experience the real test. The only difference will be that you won't get the live scores at the end of the practice test, but it will be an excellent way to practice the questions and get comfortable with the American and British accent. Try to listen to sentences in foreign accent and repeat them. Try to retell all 3 stories and try to speak on both the free speech topics. Guys, I'm sure after following this strategy, not only it will remove the real heat of the live test, but also ensure you book a guaranteed ticket to the next round. Now let's quickly look at the final section of my test.
Part F, Open Questions. You will hear 2 questions related to your family life or personal choices. Each question will be repeated twice, followed by a beep. When you hear the beep, you will have 40 seconds to answer the question. You'll hear another beep after 40 seconds.
If you had the option, would you prefer living in a large city or a small town? Please explain your choice. If you had the option, would you prefer living in a large city or a small town? Please explain your choice.
If I had to choose between living in a large city or a small town, I would go for a small town. I was born and raised in the capital city, and my journey so far has been amazing. My city is great, and there is always something exciting happening here. But now, I feel like changing my life a bit. I've heard a lot of good things about small towns from one of my good friends who is also from a small town. He told me the slower-paced life and chance to live closer to the nature is really pleasing. He told me in small towns, you know your neighbors well and treat them like your own family members. And after listening to many great things about small towns, I also want to experience the difference in lifestyle. I believe.
When visiting a new place, do you prefer having a guide show you around or do you like to explore on your own? Please explain your preference. When visiting a new place, do you prefer having a guide show you around or do you like to explore on your own? Please explain your preference.
Well, when visiting a new place, I would prefer to explore the place on my own. In my opinion, with a guide, you feel a bit restricted because you see only what they want to show you. But when you explore a new place yourself, you get the real freedom to see things according to your own preferences or interest. I used this same strategy when I visited Manali for the first time. I enjoyed the trip so much that it finally became my all-time favorite destination. When I first visited Manali, it was my birthday. My friends suggested that we should stay in Delhi and go to a pub, but I insisted that I want to make this birthday more memorable and we should plan something special or explore something new. Guys, did you notice how smoothly I handled each question and spoke so fluently during this test? It wasn't because the test was easy, but because I practiced extensively for this test in the past and used the right techniques. You may not have noticed, but I've been applying specific tricks and strategies in each section. Guys, if you also want to attempt this test as smoothly as I did, then make sure to practice this test and watch this 20 minutes masterclass video on my channel. Trust me, this is the most powerful video on YouTube for clearing this test. I've completely decoded this test in this video and shared every single trick that will help you clear this test in your first attempt. And also, there are many different test sets of Versant test. So if you leave a comment for me asking for more live test set videos, I will create and upload additional live test videos that you can use for practice. So leave your comment as practice test and I will do the needful. Guys, just the final words. It takes a lot of hard work to create assessment masterclass videos like this one. And all I need in return is your support to grow this channel. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe to Hiring Guru Official to keep me motivated. I thank you for being such a lovely audience. You take care of yourself. Bye-bye now.